If I had $300 to spend, these would be my top choices. Nothing Phone 2a. This one completely redefines what you can expect at $300. Nothing's translucent design actually feels premium in hand, and that massive 6.7-inch AMOLED screen is a treat. The first thing I noticed was how smooth everything felt. Swapping apps and gaming never made it break a sweat. And the battery just kept going. I got through a whole day of scrolling, streaming, and camera tests with juice to spare. The camera is plenty sharp for daytime shots and social media, but it can get a bit grainy in low light. Honestly, not surprising at this price. The glyph lights add a quirky touch that I didn't think I'd care about, but found genuinely handy for notifications. Cons: the plastic build can feel a bit less sturdy than glass competitors, and it lacks microSD support, so you're stuck with whatever storage you pick. If you want something that stands out from the sea of bland budget phones and you value battery life, style, and a vibrant display over maxed out specs, this is the one I'd recommend for creative types or anyone who wants a phone that just feels different without feeling cheap. Moto G Stylus 5G. This phone surprised me with how versatile it is. The stylus is no gimmick and actually makes sketching, note-taking, and editing way more natural than tapping on glass. Right away, I noticed the Eco leather back. It's a cool touch that doesn't pick up as many fingerprints and feels great for grip. The display pops with bright colors and stays easy to read outdoors. And the battery always lasted me through a full day, even using the stylus a bunch. Performance-wise, it handled everyday stuff fine, but push it with heavier games and you'll see it slow down compared to some phones in this price bracket. Camera is hit or miss, solid for daytime snaps, but meh for low light and video. Expandable storage is a real win if you hoard pics and files. Downsides: camera software feels dated and Motorola's long-term update support isn't the best. But for students or busy multitaskers who love jotting things down and want a bright, big screen, this is a killer choice. If I had $300, I'd go with the Nothing Phone 2a. The better battery, snappier performance, and eye-catching design make it a more enjoyable daily driver, unless you absolutely need that stylus for your workflow. Here's what I'd buy if I only had $400 to spend on an Android phone. Nothing Phone 3a. This one totally surprised me with how premium it feels for the price. The design is just fun to hold and looks way cooler than any other $400 phone I've handled recently. Using it day to day, I really noticed the clean software and snappy animations. Nothing OS isn't bogged down by extra junk, and that makes it feel fast even when you're jumping between multiple apps. The 6.77-inch OLED is bright enough for sunlight parks, and the battery genuinely lasts all day. One time I forgot to charge overnight and still made it through the next morning. The camera-wise, it's not flagship level, but honestly the photos are vibrant and punchy unless you're in low light or need ultra-wide. Maxing out graphics in games like COD didn't work great, but for everything else, it never got hot and apps rarely lagged. The biggest annoyance: it collects fingerprints and there's no charger in the box. Honestly, this phone nails that fun, effortless vibe, and it's perfect for anyone who wants to stand out, use smooth software, and cares most about display and battery for everyday life. Xiaomi Poco X7 Pro. This Poco doesn't mess around. It's a budget gaming beast and feels ridiculously fast. When I pushed it with Genshin Impact and streaming YouTube, it never really heated up, and that huge 6000 mAh battery pretty much refuses to die. I actually managed 3 days on a single charge once with just basic use, and even with heavy gaming, it always lasted more than a day. The display is razor sharp and nearly as bright as the Nothings, but it's also incredibly durable thanks to Gorilla Glass. I dropped it twice and didn't get a scratch. There's some pre-installed ads and bloat, which annoys me every time I have to tap through them. And while the main camera is decent, the ultra-wide and video are just passable. Nothing special for travel shots. Music sounds fine unless you crank it, then it gets thin. For pure gaming power and all-day battery, this is the obvious pick for power users and anyone who wants their phone to double as a portable entertainment hub on long trips. If I had $400, I'd grab the Nothing Phone 3a. It's genuinely more enjoyable to use every day, has cleaner software, and nails the vibe that makes budget phones fun, even if the Poco wins on battery and gaming muscle. If my budget was $600, these are the Android phones I'd go for. Google Pixel 9a. This one completely nails the just works vibe that Pixels have always promised. From the first hour of use, I noticed how comfortably it fits in my hand. Compact enough for daily carry, yet the matte recycled plastic back feels easy to grip without feeling cheap. The AI-powered camera genuinely surprised me. Even in dim light, shots looked clean and lifelike, while the main lens easily outclasses last year's model. Sure, the ultra-wide lens hasn't evolved and the design is more generic without the iconic camera bar, but the battery endurance is a highlight. I streamed video at max brightness for 8 hours and still had juice left, and Google's new battery health feature should keep it going strong for years. Day-to-day Android runs buttery smooth, and 7 years of updates mean no worries about software falling behind. If you want a fuss-free phone with near flagship camera, chops, and longevity, this is a no-brainer for everyday users, students, or anyone who values reliability over raw power. OnePlus 13R. This one shocked me with how premium it feels and performs. Honestly, I wouldn't expect this level of speed or battery life under $600. The display is massive, bright enough to blast through direct sunlight, and surprisingly vivid. Scrolling, gaming, and videos look all superb. And the LTPO tech keeps things smooth without draining the battery. I hit around 10 hours of screen on time and didn't even worry about running out thanks to the thunderous 6000 mAh battery and crazy fast 80-watt charging. Cameras. In my experience, the main sensor and telephoto punch way above their price, and even in tricky lighting, photos held vibrant color. Build quality is solid, metal and Gorilla Glass 7i make it feel tough, and subtle details like Aqua Touch make it easy to use outdoors. You get a bit performance boost thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and more RAM, making this perfect for power users, gamers, or anyone who needs a massive phone with flagship vibes without paying top dollar. Between the two, I'd buy the OnePlus 13R. It's just got more wow factor for power, display, and battery stamina, while the Pixel 9a is the pick for minimalists and camera lovers. If I only had $800 to spend, these are the Android phones I'd buy. Google Pixel 10. This one completely redefines what you can expect from Google at this price. The Pixel 10 just feels effortless. I'm talking about snappy performance for everything, from heavy gaming to multitasking, all thanks to the refreshed Tensor G5 chip that never really heats up under load, which is honestly rare for Google phones lately. I shot tons of photos, and Google's signature color pop and excellent AI fixes made every shot look pro level even in tough lighting. The new 5x optical zoom actually made zoom shots usable, super handy on trips, the display is a joy, bright, smooth, and the fingerprint scanner is finally consistent. Battery life is, let's say, good enough. Solid, but not the best. What isn't perfect? Google's pushy, generative AI features can be a distraction if you want a clean experience, and face unlock is still a pain in low light. But build quality is top shelf. And the IP68 rating lets you stop worrying about splashes. In my experience, this is for someone who loves shooting photos, wants Google's AI tools, and values a reliable, smooth day-to-day experience. And now it gets interesting. If I had an unlimited budget for Android phones, here's what I'd buy. Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. The Galaxy S25 Ultra is the undisputed king of refinement. It feels less like a phone and more like a comprehensive suite of top-tier mobile tech rolled into one device. In my hand, the weight distribution is fantastic, making it feel surprisingly comfortable for its size. The display is frankly perfect. Samsung's QHD Plus dynamic AMOLED panel is so bright and crisp that using it in direct sunlight is a non-issue. And out of the box, the colors feel more natural than ever. Performance-wise, it's a powerhouse thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip and an enlarged vapor chamber that keeps it cool under pressure. While I found the camera system incredibly versatile, especially for zoom shots, it's not without its faults. In some high-contrast scenes, I noticed some image noise, and the HDR processing can occasionally be inconsistent, which you don't expect at this price. Still, for anyone who wants the most feature-packed and versatile camera on the market, from pro-level controls to insane zoom, this is the phone to get. OnePlus 13. The OnePlus 13 is the phone that made me feel like I was holding a piece of the future, built for pure, unadulterated speed. This thing just flies. The combination of the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor and Oxygen OS 15 makes animations and multitasking feel instantaneous, even more so than on the Galaxy. What really blew me away, though, was the battery and charging. I'm talking a massive 6000 mAh battery that easily lasts all day, and when it does die, the wired charging gets you back to full in a fraction of the time of its competitors. For years, the knock on OnePlus was the camera, but I can confidently say that's no longer the case. Its Hasselblad-tuned cameras finally compete with and often beat Samsung, especially in color accuracy. The build quality is also top-notch with an IP69 rating for dust and water resistance that you won't find anywhere else. This is the phone for the power user who values raw performance and game-changing battery life above all else. Honestly, I would buy the OnePlus 13 because its blistering speed and revolutionary battery life provide a more tangible day-to-day advantage, especially now that its camera is no longer a compromise. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the best Android phones for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description. Alright, peace out.